I would suppose that Esmeralda may be the band, or maybe even Atlas could be the band that they will be looking for. And here we have Esmeralda, as expected. Atlas then?
Pizza. This opens up to a lot, you know. NUS can go in with the first pick Atlas, or maybe first pick Akaja. Well, Akaja, yeah, technically getting nerfed with the range. Or, well, they're going to secure that Loi. To be honest with you, Abstract, that Atlas and Loi wombo combo is absolutely ridiculous. But instead, ITE College West is going to be picking up that Hayabusa, so I'm not sure what's going up.
Okay,
fine.
Sounds about right. Something that I would expect to see coming in from them. I suppose that the rest of the Team NUS side, they have to take a look at the tanks, which is going to be Kufra or even a Hylos. But it does seem like the players here does seem to like Kufra a little bit more than Hylos, which kind of surprises me a little bit. And the fact that they focus down on picking up the X-Borg as well, which kind of baffles me to a certain extent as well. Most people will want to pick up a little bit more on their other fighters, such as maybe Jawhead. Jawhead has been increasingly popular these days, and not to forget, also we've got Bauman. But we definitely do not want to neglect the fact that there is still X-Borg, Cho, Thamus, as well as Leomon that stands to be in the viable part of the fighter's role. Don't worry. And we also have Valir that's currently being picked up from ITE College West, coming in for that one. So I suppose that we've got the support, the tank, and the hyper carry that's being picked out already. As for Team NUS, we've got the support, fighter, as well as the tank being picked up already. Yeah, I'm doing it on purpose. Every time you take a bite, I'll stop talking. Alright, so the next one coming into the list, we do have Jawhead as well as Bauman being banned out, exactly what I talked about. So I believe that we will start to see a little bit more of a difference in terms of the fighters. Hilda is starting to be seen in NUS side. ITE College West, they can look at a final fighter, which would be Ruby. Wow, not something I was expecting.
Finally, I can talk Abstract. Like literally the whole job, you're taking it away. All right, time for my turn to add on to the analysis. To be frank, NUS, they have a lot of wave clear. Yishin can wave clear. The X-Bot can wave clear. Don't forget, Loi can wave clear as well. And the Hilda who can be used at great success in the early game. And that's something that we should be looking out for. Whereas on ITE College West side, going for that Hayabusa, fine. Atlas, okay, that's good. They're going for the Valer, where technically that can be used in the wave clear. That Ruby is a little bit odd, so... But then they have a lockdown on their side, so expecting a lot of, you know, team plays coming out from ITE College West. But coming from... I burped. NUS as well. The pizza is really good. I'm still digesting that. I actually had like, literally guys, during the break time, we actually finished the pizzas right here. And it's just, oh god already. And help courtesy of me, and I helped most of it.
I think most of them disappeared because of Spoods and Escape Artists anyway, so...
Escape Artists, literally escaping it away with all our
in case
pizzas.
you guys are watching, then I blame you guys.
Finally, I've got someone here to help me out. But ignore everything that we said as we're hopping into this match between NUS spawning on the bottom left side in the blue and ITE College West in the top right in the red. And we're already seeing, look at that, NUS wave clearing almost immediately. ITCW, ITE College West, they can't really match up with that sort of, yes, I'm burped a little bit. Oh my god, here we go again. But then again, you know, wave clear is very important for NUS. Once you have that wave clear in the early, in the mid lane, you can clear and rotate. Clear and rotate. That's, I believe, what NUS is thinking about. Whereas for ITE College West, we can see that there's a Cho pick. That's why I kind of missed that, because the pizza is really, really good. I think I should stop talking about the pizza. I'm not going to be able to focus on the game. But hey, you guys should be enjoying one yourself. This pizza is really good. Go order yourself now on Pizza Hut as well. But X-Bot will be able to outpoke in the top lane because, you know, the wave clear, like I said, it's all about the wave clear. So NUS will be expecting a lot of good rooms coming right up.
And ITE College West, they have 3 men that will be rotating down to the bottom lane, trying to set up some danger on the hands of NUS as much as possible. it does seem like Smelly Cat is not able to push up some of that dominance onto the rest of ITE College West as it is for now. We are still looking at the early stages of the game. We do have the Tyrant's Revenge jumping all the way in onto the opponent's turret, but unfortunately it did not land on anyone just yet. So for now, still on a stalemate, 0-0, and in terms of gold and net worth, we're looking at 2.9 thousand gold coming in from NUS.
Oh.
I don't think that's gonna do much, but that was a flicker coming in from Ruby and the perfect timing just to ensure that he escapes away from the final burst of that last insanity.
That wave clear is paying off. NUS, they see Ruby is extremely low. They're giving that first blood over to Oh Dear Bambi, coming up, picking up that bounty and just gonna rotate back. And literally, even though, you know, it's still almost similar in terms of the fights and all those kind of stuff, but look at the goal lead. Because of that wave clear that they packed, it's 1,000 gold. I won't say $1,000, but 1,000 gold in the favor of NUS at this early game. So wave clear finally paid off. They really packed. I cannot stress enough, and I really like the fact that what we're looking right now, Smelly Cat is just daring Han to step closer and just doing Hilda things. And that's extremely nice to watch at the bottom lane.
And with the first kill in the hands of NUS, they definitely have a little bit more gold to work around with. They do not seem to have a lot of interest in trying to destroy or rather completely whittle down the numbers of ITE College West just yet. They are definitely going to be looking at the objectives for now. With Oh Dear Bambi getting himself the turtle as well as the first kill for himself, I think that NUS would have a pretty good start to their mid games. But well, we'll see how this goes because Team ITE College West, they do have an Atlas.
Yes, but don't forget, on NUS side, they have the Kufra, they have the Loi, who will be kind of there to... I burped again because of the pizza. But they'll be there to kind of like hold on to it. But don't forget, you have Beef going in with a hard engage. Han will be forced to run away. That's not where you should be running towards your base. But at the same time, off the map, off the screen, Mungo went down. So, okay, they're gonna be able to trade this bottom lane turret for that kill. But at the same time though, ITE College West will be working on this turret right now.
Oh Dear Bambi immediately jumps on top of Cho, and with that all said and done, the stickiness coming in from the Lee Sun Shin proves to be pretty strong, and he's able to destroy and kill off the Cho, who is supposed to be a little bit more slipperier in terms of a hero that Cho really is. The whole of NUS is going to be jumping right on top of Hayabusa, who is supposed to be pretty slippery as well. I suppose that there is no more of the Hitachi Shadow kill as well as the Quad Shadows. NUS doing pretty well in the midst of this game now, but we do have a beautiful hook coming in from Ruby. But unfortunately, despite that magnificent display, he did not get a single kill from that one.
Eyes on Shadow right now as he's looking for Fatal Links, won't be able to meet any target. That ultimate coming out from Oh Dear Bambi is there just to scare people off. It's just there to, you know, show where they are as he's gonna be able to push down this bottom lane turret. Cho, literally a little bit redundant in this point of time. He doesn't have the gold, he doesn't have the pressure that can be exerted as NUS will be able to gain map dominance. But at the same time though, another fight happening at the mid lane. Okay, nope.
Nope, that's a big no. NUS, they do not want to overextend themselves. They have managed to get themselves the second turtle in a row now, and this is going to put their lead further in front of ITE College West. This, well, what can I say? How is this supposed to be working for themselves?
The macro play coming out from NUS is impeccable as they are here to just secure as much objectives as possible. Mungo might go down, but Harobet will be going in. But okay, Beef going out will be able to secure Mungo's safety, but Ruby will be there. But oh my goodness, it's so tight, it's so close. Everyone's trying to focus on Mungo, but no, he will be able to go down. But Oh Dear Bambi coming in with the flank.
Oh Dear Bambi coming in, and he still have a lot of help. But what happened? Why didn't you touch them? Oh my god, but it's okay. Here comes Smelly Cat. He may be able to make a game or two. I'm not too sure how this is going to work out though. The slow coming in on the Smelly Cat is just going to be completely immobilize him. and ensure that the rest of ITE College West will be able to run away. But throughout all of that, ITE College West, they managed to pull themselves a couple of good hits in, and of course a good amount of kills onto Mungo, Harrowbait, as well as Beef, if I am not wrong.
Abstract, that was a very bruh moment. The Atlas Fatal Link is up. It's just one Odia Bambi, yet we see 3 people hightailing it away from Odia Bambi. Is just, you know, showing up. What can Odia Bambi do? He can probably dash off. He's just walking up, but yet we see ITE College West, they're just retreating from the side of Odia Bambi. They don't want to take this fight. And speaking of fight, Shadow Kill will be used as they'll be chunking very closely down as Hayabusa will be going down for the count, and 70 seconds left in a recount timer. And look at that, Odia Bambi is just gaining his own map dominance. He just doesn't really care as he pushes it up. He knows he can take duels at anyone at all. It takes a whole literal quote-unquote kampong or a HDB block just to take down Odia Bambi at the bottom lane, as ITE College West is behind in terms of the goal lead, behind in terms of the map dominance, and behind in terms of the objectives.
Now, this is not something that we pretty much expected. Lee Sun-shin winning against a Hayabusa in a 1v1 duel. I suppose that in terms of net worth, Lee Sun-shin definitely have got more gold, and that is why he won against Hayabusa. Can we just take a look at the itemization as well as the gold real quick? With 7.3 thousand gold onto Lee Sun-shin, we pretty much understand that is going to be the third total that Team NUS has secured for themselves, and a total of 24,000 gold in terms of net worth. And we are looking at more Team Fight at the top lane. Eyes on Beef as he's trying to get a bouncing ball right on top of Shadow. He really wants to get a kill on him, but the turret is just hammering him away. No one is trying to go in for the final hit, but I believe that Odia Bambi came in just right on time to initially, or rather to finally, land the 2 finishing blow on the Shadow as well as the Hayabusa. More than enough, pretty much all prepared, with 3 men left coming in from both NUS and ITE College West side. There is no way that they should be able to push into this inhibitor turret, but as long as they bring down the top tier, the top lane second tier turret, it is pretty much a-okay and all Gucci.
That was another bruh moment, alright? Like, Odia Bambi coming at, sorry, if you see how Beef is just hanging on with dear life, trying to melt down the enemy team, but then is just serving Odia Bambi with a nice juicy food, a finger food. Don't forget, Odia Bambi is already level 15, going up against perhaps the highest level from the other side of ITE College Central is the Hayabusa with a level 11. And don't forget, 3k gold deficit is just 1 item away in terms of power. So Odia Bambi is feeling super fit right now. He can carry this whole team, and I believe that's what he's gonna do as the Lord timer is counting down in 30 seconds, as they might be looking at the play right now.
Immediately dropping the HP of the players here in ITE College West, dropping them down like Shadow. Yeah, really like grapes, right? And so Shadow as well as Han is going to be the first 2 players that have met their maker. We're going to be left with 3 men coming in from ITE College West. How are they going to respond, and how are they supposed to defend whatever the NUS is throwing at them? The amount of damage coming from Odia Bambi, even from a range onto Valia, is a little bit too insane. The rest of NUS players, they are heading in, trying to bring down an inhibitor turret in the middle lane, successfully doing so. Mungo pushing into the top lane. They don't even care about the Lord at all. Hilda getting the kill right on top of the Valia is going to be another one to the name. And with looking at a 5 versus 4 situation, is this really going to be it? We've got a Tyrant's Revenge aiming up for Beef, trying to get himself away from all of that danger, and now the Lord is secured by NUS. Solo, yes, and this is going to be a tough one for ITE College West.
Yeah, it's really hard to face this kind of composition with a lot of wave here. Look at that. Every time when they try to get close, they have the duality problem. But hold on a second. Atlas, with a beautiful Fatal Links, will be able to turn this tide around. Don't forget, Odia Bambi is not in the area. But now, finally, as Odia Bambi goes in, Hayabusa will be sniped down. But don't forget, the Lord is marching in. All thanks to Odia Bambi.
this is the point of time where they are going to be trying to aim for the core as much as possible. But the thing is, ITE College West, they have all 5 men coming in. The really nice one coming in from the Ruby, just immediately trying to get a kill on the Odia Bambi. But just like that, he did manage to get a kill right onto the choke. But how about the rest? They're trying to lock him down as much as possible. Mungo is pretty much the one that's just going to be right in front of this Yusujin, trying to do his best to tank up for Odia Bambi as much as possible. But unfortunately, the launch is going to be immediately going straight down. They are unable to touch the core at all. But the question is, are they still going to go for this? Is Omungo just going to be going straight down? They do have the last insanity currently popping up. Now, he lost his Firaga armor. Everything is gone. But the thing is, he still have got his immortality. Is this all that enough for him to tank it all up, though? The rest of the players, we do have Smelly Cat coming straight in. Harrowbit is here. We got a legendary kill coming from Odia Bambi as well. When is this going to end? When is this spree from Odia Bambi going to work out for him? Because the rest of ITE College West, they are still strong on their heads. They're still ready to go straight in. Shadow trying to go for it. But here we have Turret's Revenge, Turret's Rage, trying to go straight in on the NUS. The whole point of time. Do we even have the last insanity coming in being popped right up? We don't have the hook coming in from Ruby just about yet. But Odia Bambi with a slip over here trying to get himself away, but unfortunately was not able to get himself away just yet. With 2 versus 1 left, the core is still trying to meet his maker. He tried to land it on it, but Smelly Cat as well as Mungo, the 2 of them is pretty much all that's enough to bring the last man down as well as the core.
Extremely fierce, like a tiger, like a lion. Literally, Odia Bambi, like, he's not a deer, he's not a Bambi or a small little doe, but he is a tiger, a ferocious tiger, taking down taking down the Lord himself, and then poking, like deleting Hayabusa off the map, and then and it's just out damage. It's just a whole thing, what I like to call out damage. Look at the damage chart.
43%.
43%.
Hero damage.
Oh my,
total teamfight participation of 83%. Turret damage total of 49%. And, well, damage taken 14%. Of course, as a marksman, you definitely do not want to receive that huge amount of damage. I believe that Mungo did extremely well.
A lot of PU.
Dude, he really is the playmaker for that one. He made sure that he soaked up all the damage as much as he can to require Odia Bambi to go online in the later stages of the game. He needs to make sure that Odia Bambi don't go down, because they know he is the hyper carry. That no matter what, Odia Bambi cannot die.
Yeah, so if it's like what we saw in the previous match. If you take down the Roger, the game the team loses. However, on this time, we see Odia Bambi stays alive as long as the amount of PU that that Mundo actually provides, the amount of damage he ate up just to make sure that people don't focus on Odia Bambi. So I would say that ITE College Central, they did not identify that Odia Bambi is the main person that you need to take down first. The Hayabusa's main target is actually Odia Bambi. But they cannot assassinate Odia Bambi at all. And don't forget, as a YSS, as Yushin, he is fluid. He is dynamic like a Cho. And you saw that one point of time where at the top lane, Odia Bambi walks up to lane, 3 members of ITE College West just
away from him.
Alright, you know what?
Not want to deal with him
It's
at
like,
all.
Exactly, it's like he was given a run from sight command. Like, you see Odia Bambi, you run. You don't even try to fight. Even though, yes, I know you have the fatal links coming up. Don't even try. You run. And that's exactly what they did. Odia Bambi, and at the end, he has like level 15. He is already maxed out, and everything is all nice and dandy for them. They tried. That Lord is basically just a flex, in my opinion. They don't really need that Lord. Yet, Odia Bambi went in, soloed that Lord on his own. Well, technically, it costed his team, but hey, that last team fight still worked out well. And it's just, that was a very long drawn team fight, actually.
Here's something that I realized, or rather something that I focused on, is that Atlas, yes, Atlas, the Fatal Links is definitely the playmaker, but you also need to realize who you are pulling in with the Fatal Links. Throughout the entire match, as much as I can try to remember, I don't remember seeing Atlas trying to go for a flicker followed by a Fatal Links on top of Odia Bambi. He focused on a group
the front
of people,
line,
right? The front lines. He focused to try to get everyone, as many people as he can. Previously, we talked about value. Yes, you try to get everyone close in and try to get at least 3 or 4%. That is great value. But you know what is greater value? Getting the main core player.
The Odia Bambi.
Yeah,
you need to lock her down.
Exactly. So getting the Odia Bambi is almost equivalent to locking down all 3 or 4 members.
I would say 4.
Right? So at this point in time, it's really all about prioritizing and understanding who you need to kill in order to disable them as much as possible. If you kill the Kufra, yep, they lost one of their frontliners because they still have a Hilda, they also have an X-Ball. So if you lock all three of them down and you kill them all together, who do they have left? It's going to be Odia Bambi
And the
as
Loi.
well as the Loi. How are they going to play that fight? They still can to a certain extent because of the distance that they make, especially when Loi is able to pull off the distance, get them the slow, still deal the damage, and they will have a great space in between them. But if you kill the only Odia Bambi, what do they have? They have 3 tankers, or rather 3 beefy members, 1 member that is able to deal damage over time with his fire, we have 1 Hilda that just regenerates over time, as well as Kufa that just bounce around like a little bandage that he is, as well as a Loi. So ultimately, all of them have their own true value, but if you look at things at how a hyper carry operates, you would definitely want to bring down the hyper carry down. Easier said than done, but it's something that Atlas should be prioritizing on.
Yeah, so it's really, like, even if, okay, as you notice, a very good point that you pointed out. If you notice when Odia Bambi is actually doing the solo lord himself, there's actually 4 members at ITE College West side of the base.
And Fatal Links on the 3-person.
Fatal Links on 3-person, they won because Odia Bambi wasn't there. So which means that if we turn this a little bit around, if you think in another perspective, if you take out Odia Bambi, throw in as many people as you want, you might stand a chance because the rest, they don't really do damage. Okay, fine, the Loi does damage, but I mean, like,
but they would just immediately back off.
Yes, they would have to back off.
They won't even try to fight it anymore. They won't even try to fight it. They would just be like, back off. Let's wait for Yisushi to come back out. Then let's go for the kill.
Yeah, that's exactly what they did at the last team fight as well. They're just buying time for the Yushin to get back on track, and then with the help of Moon, that last team fight as well. Before that last team fight actually started, don't forget, we saw Mungo going up against 3 members of ITE College West and Odia Bambi. It's a 2v3, yet Odia Bambi was still able to turn that fight around, and that's the value of Odia Bambi in that whole matchup. And it's just pretty insane.
Yep. And with that all said and done, we've got game 3 that's already been in the bag, or rather, what's the other word for it? We are done and dusted. This is group stage A.
Yes.
So we'll be looking at group stage B for game number 4, and we'll get back to you guys as to which game we'll be covering for game number 5 later on. But for now, we're gonna go for a slightly extended break of 15 minutes, and we'll be right back, and we shall see you guys real soon.
That's right.